What is up, fellow YouTubers? So, I got all the wands I need for my next batch. I have all the wands I need for my next batch painted. Right now I don't have the material to make handles, but when I do, I'll be putting the handles on all of them at the same time and podging all of them at the same time, so that way they all get done at the same time. Yeah. I'm here to give y'all some relationship advice. If you don't like it, you don't want to hear it, there's the back button. Yeah. Any good, solid romantic relationship needs four things, YouTube. One is trust. Two is respect. Three, good communication. And four, mental and physical attraction. Now, part of respecting your other half is supporting them. Even if you're not doing so hot yourself. A lot of people who have other halves, sometimes your other half is going to make a lot more money than you do. So, like I said, all you can do is support them. And if you make more money than your other half, then be humble, you know, because that could all disappear like that. Well, I scored me a brand new gaming chair. Homegirl Shauna was getting a new couch and getting rid of one of her chairs. And the chair she was getting rid of, she was just going to give it away for free. And she asked everybody who was, including me, who was helping her with moving the couch. And I says, yo, if nobody wants it, then shit, I'll take it off your hands. Don't get me wrong, I don't mind using my computer chair to game out. But when I'm dragging it across my apartment, I just kind of think to myself, a gaming chair would be a bit easier. That way I don't have to, yeah. But no more chairs after this because I don't want to get cluttered. I noticed that one of my wands, the tip was fading on the color, so I'm touching it up right now. You see my wand on the workbench. As soon as that green paint's done drying on the tip after touching it up, all I gotta do is put some podge on the tip to protect the paint and make it all shiny. But if you are in a toxic relationship, fake romance, get it out of your life. You don't need that shit in your life. Nobody has time in their life, YouTube, for fake friends and fake romance. You feel me? And I can understand that if you've been with somebody for over a year, you're going to have a connection to them. You're going to have a small connection to them whether you like it or not. But if you can look past your small connection that you have with them and see the bigger picture, and once you realize, okay, you know what, this relationship is not good for me, it's toxic, it's hard to maintain, etc., etc., then do yourself a huge favor and break up with the person. You'll be a lot happier. It's less stress in your life. Just because you and a certain person might have a couple things in common doesn't necessarily mean they're the right person. That is a beautiful thing about dating, really, if you think about it. It's just because you have one or two things in common. Maybe you have a couple of things in common with that person. You know, that doesn't necessarily mean that's the person for you. And you truly do not know what it's like to be single until you've had your first girlfriend or boyfriend, whatever you're into. And one other thing, if you're single, don't look at it as a punishment. Look at it as a blessing in disguise. Sure, being single and sexless and without companionship, yes, it does get lonely. But the trade off, would you rather be in a relationship having kids with somebody that doesn't respect you, they don't love you? Would you rather be in a relationship where the person doesn't support you, they treat you like shit, they cheat on you, they don't hold you for your value? And this is the thing of it, YouTube. People who are in shitty relationships, they get dragged down underneath this water, so to speak, this mental anguish of water, just an ocean of depression. People who are in shitty relationships will get dragged down underneath the ocean of depression. And they could have a lot of potential on the dating scene. They could have a lot of value on the dating scene, but they won't believe it because after a while, the person they're with just sucks it right out of them. If you're in a shitty relationship and you actually have value on the dating scene, and if there's like a shit ton of people that would date you and treat you a lot better, don't let that person drag you down in that sea of depression. You know, rise above the surface, break the surface, kick that slut, kick that loser to the curb, and get yourself somebody who will treat you with fucking respect. Yeah. Normally, I have a lot of respect for women. I don't call a woman a derogatory name unless it's earned. You know, I get so tired of people referring to women as bitches. Bitches this, bitches that, you know. It's so annoying. You know, when I'm around my guy friends, one of them in particular is, I guess you could say, gifted with the ladies. That doesn't necessarily mean he's always getting the ones he wants, you know. That's the thing you have to realize. A lot of guys will get jealous if another guy is like super smooth with the ladies. You know what I'm saying? And that's nothing to be jealous of. Because let me tell you something, YouTube. There's more than one way to be smooth with the ladies. Yeah? Just because you can go out and get as much pussy as you want doesn't mean you're going to be happy on the dating scene. That's something to keep in mind. That is something to keep in mind. And you know what I'm saying, YouTube? And that's the thing of it. At first, I was kind of envious of Homeboy Scotty. Because this dude, I've seen it in action. Like, this dude can pull some mad tail. But what stopped me from being envious of him is he basically said, it's kind of nice, but sometimes it's a lot more trouble than it's worth. And I'm like, what do you mean? And Homeboy Scotty says, and I quote, because chicks like to drag people into their drama. And I'm like, well, you know, that makes sense. Now, I've earned bragging rights to some extent because the last girl I had sex with, the last girl I had a relationship with, the first night me and my new girlfriend at the time had sex, right after it was done, she looked at me and she said, "Thank you." I was like, "For what?" And she goes, "For ending a bad streak of bad sex for me. That was actually really nice." I tend to think when a girl is complimenting you on your performance, saying, "Hey, you know what? Thank you for helping me end that streak of bad sex." I was like, "Yeah, no problem. Thanks for helping me end my dry spell." The last time I had a girlfriend, like, my dry spell was like the shortest dry spell I ever had. This time it's the longest one I've ever had. Which brings me to my next point. I don't give a shit about my dry spell anymore. I really don't. I'm actually quite secure with being single for a number of reasons. Another reason that I've mentioned before is that we all die alone. It doesn't matter if you have somebody or not. We all die alone. And if anything, having a relationship makes dying alone that much more painful because you get to watch your other half go before you. And then you spend the rest of your life old, lonely, and you either remember your significant other half or you forget and you spend hours wandering your home, wandering the nursing home, looking for your other half, asking all your grandkids, "Hey, have you seen so and so?" And of course, your own kids have to remind you, "Hey, they've been dead for 4 years, remember?" "Oh, I forgot." 5 minutes later, "Hey, have you seen so and so?" "No, they've been dead for 4 years, remember?" "Oh." Have you ever witnessed that, YouTube? An elderly couple that's been married for 65 plus years, and then eventually one of them dies before the other one. And when the other one that's still alive forgets that they're dead, it's the saddest fucking thing on the planet, dude. And when you see that kind of shit, it really puts shit into perspective, man. I gotta comb my hair out 1 second. I put some super glue on one of the legs here because, well, it it needed to be glued on and hammered into place. There we go. Awesome sauce. That leg is not coming out anytime soon. This chair is quite comfortable. I've sat in it before. And when you see shit like that, YouTube, on the dating scene, when you witness couples go through that, you either appreciate the person you're with because you don't know how much time you have left with that person, or you appreciate being single because it could be worse. Now, I get so fucking tired of people telling me I need to get laid. I get so tired of it. Just because I haven't had sex in a year and like 6 to 7 months, that doesn't mean shit. Sex is not a need, it's a want. People sitting here telling me, oh, you need to get laid. Oh, Josh needs to get laid. I'm over here like, yeah, I need a fucking Lamborghini with gold spinning rims. Fuck my bike and fuck my feet, right? Yeah. And when people make comments like that, just fucking ignore them, dude. Straight up, just fucking ignore them. You know? Because, you know, you, that's all you gotta do is stop treating sex like it's a need, it's a want. Everybody always wants more money. Everybody always wants more sex. That's just how it is. If you haven't had sex yet, don't worry about it. Your time will come, all puns aside. And, your first time could go really smooth or it could be a complete fucking disaster. So, you gotta be careful with that shit. Wouldn't that suck? You're about to get laid for the first time, it all goes smoothly, but then you catch an STD. You feel me? So, my advice to you, if you've never had sex before, hook up with somebody else in the same predicament, and I guarantee you'll enjoy it. I'm just saying, if you're a dude who hasn't had sex and you're in your late 20s and you're bummed out about it, first of all, quit being bummed out about it. Second of all, find you a girl that's never had sex before, and I guarantee you find yourself a chick that's the same age. You find yourself a woman that's the same age as you who also hasn't had sex, and I guarantee it'll be a lot easier. And that's just the thing of it. Don't be afraid to be somewhat honest. If you've never been in that kind of predicament, let your partner know so that way, you know, yeah. Because then she'll look at you and say, don't feel too bad, I'm in the same boat. And when she says that, oh, fucking A, dude. When she says that shit, you're golden, dude. Don't be in a rush to get to the big finish. Take time to enjoy each other's company. Build up to it. Even if you're not a virgin by society standards and not by the dictionary standard or whatever, you know. Even if you're more experienced, take time to savor it and enjoy it. Because that companionship's not always gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? Remember when you're in junior high or high school, you get a girlfriend and she sits on your lap and makes out with you, and you touch her and she touches you, and it feels good, doesn't it? Yeah, exactly my point. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, it's after school, your girlfriend comes over for a little bit, you get y'all's homework done, you chit chat and talk, you make out for a little bit, you touch each other, and then she goes home. What would most guys do in that point? After that, they'd be having a wank, wouldn't they? Exactly. Most guys in that predicament, in that age group, would be having a wank afterwards. I'm just saying. Now, let me ask you something. If you've experienced that kind of behavior when you were in high school, was that not the best masturbation session you've ever had? Masturbating to your girlfriend making out with you when you're younger and shit before you've even had the experience, you know? And the answer is yeah, fucking feels great because you know that the image and the feel is still fresh in your mind. My point exactly. That's why I say if you're gonna have sex with your partner, don't be in a rush to just get to the big finish. Build up. Foreplay. You feel me? Straight up, YouTube. I'm just saying, tubes. Yeah. You know what the difference is between a golf ball and a G spot? The difference is most men will look for the golf ball before they find the G spot. Ladies, that was a joke for you. What's up? uh, but see, most guys don't think about the long run when it comes to sex. They only care about them getting off. Either because they don't know shit about getting her off or they just don't care. And let me tell you something. If you don't know what the fuck you're doing, ask. Okay? Don't be afraid to ask. If you don't know what the fuck you're doing down there, don't be afraid to ask. Because nobody knows her body better than her. You feel me? It's not an insult on your masculinity. It's not anything. You're just being courteous. But let me give you some advice, okay? If you're about to finger a chick and you want her to have an orgasm, tickle her G spot. And the funny thing of it is, the G spot feels about similar to a golf ball. You feel me? It's got that same rough texture. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But if you're gonna finger a chick, first of all, your nails have to be trimmed. Second of all, they have to be clean. That's just, you know. You got that bean shaped thing in the middle of her vagina. That's called a clit. And that's gonna be the other thing you wanna rub while doing that kind of thing. Because that area is extremely sensitive. And yeah. You'll notice that when you rub on the clit, it extends, it gets a little bit bigger, and the hole opens up. Yeah. That's basically the female equivalent of a lady getting a boner. You ever notice that? Oh. And this is something you'll notice if you're more experienced, that when a woman is sexually aroused, her clit gets a little bit bigger and her vaginal hole opens up ever so slightly. Yeah. So, that being said, this is what I call the devil horns, right? You start off with one finger, either your middle finger, and then you could do the finger bang devil horns. Either way, you want to work your way into getting 2 fingers on her G spot, 1 finger on her clit at the same time. If you gotta use 2 hands, fucking go in there. 1 hand on her G spot, tickling it like no one's fucking business, and then the other hand, DJ, DJ, DJ. Go in a circle, DJ. Just like, yeah. I'm telling you right now, most women have this attitude that, oh, men don't know what the fuck they're doing down there because they're idiots. But then you'll sit there and complain about it, but if he doesn't make an effort to ask you about it, then fucking help him out because guys are clueless. And, you know, fellas, if she's trying to help you get her off, listen. Listen. Okay? Just fucking listen already. Because you'd be surprised. You would be surprised. There's a big difference between, that feels nice, to, holy shit. Now, if you're fingering a chick or eating her pussy out, and her fingers are literally gripping the bed sheets like she's about to lose her fucking shit, you are doing something right, my friend. You were doing something right, my friend. Yeah. See, here's the thing of it. Guys, we're easy to get off. Oh, yeah. Guys are so simple to get off. It's not even that difficult. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm just fucking saying. But if you want to go the extra mile when you're fingering your girlfriend, you get some KY, mine and hers, and you put some of that pink stuff on your fingers before you finger blast her. Oh, look out. Look out. If you can get some cocaine, like, not stopped on, like, ridiculously hard, which is kind of illegal, so be careful with that. But yeah, rubbing coke on a chick's pussy, like fingering a chick with some cocaine on your fingertips. Oh, you think the KY mine and hers is awesome? Dude, that's guaranteed. That right there is guaranteed to get your chick off. Fuck crack. I'm talking actual. Just cut with baking soda, and that's it. Yeah. But that option's kind of off the table because cocaine is illegal. Which I don't see why cocaine is illegal because it's a plant. Much like coffee or caffeine. Or actually caffeine's not a plant. It's a human made chemical. But yeah. And again, you can take my advice. You don't really have to, but and that's the thing of it, ladies, getting men off is not difficult. It really isn't. You know how ladies, when you're sucking on a popsicle, and you don't use your teeth because it's cold and you don't want it to hurt your teeth, so you're just sitting there doing this number. Yeah, there you go. There you fucking go. That's how you suck off. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. You ever have a chick give you head and like literally her tongue becomes a stripper and your dick becomes a stripper's pole? and it just dances. Like, holy shit. I'm not gonna lie, like, I've had a couple chicks that have sucked my dick before, and some of them were like, yeah, pretty decent, but then there were some who was like, damn it, woman. You know what I'm saying? Big difference. And then you get women who will say, well, I'm not gonna suck his dick, why should I? He doesn't even know how to use it, blah, 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 blah. That's an excuse, ladies. You're saying you don't want to suck his dick because he don't know how to use the damn thing anyway. Okay, you know what? That's an excuse. And at that point, all you're doing is sexually depriving you and your other half. And that's not good for the relationship. Sex is not the most important thing in the relationship. However, it does make things sweeter. You should not use sex as a bargaining chip in the relationship. You see people using sex to get what they want in a relationship, and I disagree with that 100%. Because when you're using sex to get what you want in a relationship, you're taking the romance out of it. You're not making it about growing closer to your other half, you're making it about exchange. Money is a bargaining system, YouTube. Sex isn't. Sex should be used for couples to grow closer to one another, both spiritually and mentally and physically. Yeah. And you could take the advice I give you or leave it. But I've had a couple people who have taken my advice on the dating scene and they've had great results. Now, if you're going to approach people or date people, it helps to date people you have more in common with. So for me, I'd be approaching goth chicks in the bar like, what's up? Yeah. Uh, anyways, tubes, before I end this video, the dating scene would be so much better if people learned to respect one another. And the whole point of these videos that I make is to help people get laid. You know what I'm saying? And to help men and women understand each other a bit better. Oh, where can you get the KY, mine and hers? You can get it at Walmart for like 13 bucks. There you go. I'm just saying, like, that shit is awesome. I used it with one of my girlfriends previously, and I'm like, damn. See, I want to create a sex lube that mimics the effects of sex on ecstasy and coke without actually putting the ingredients in there. I want to make a sex lube that comes in a powder and that's activated with liquid. It turns to lube with like water or spit or some sort of liquid. And that when you have it with your other half, it mimics sex on ecstasy and coke without actually using the actual ingredients. I want this lube that I make to actually have a pheromone in it for both him and her. So that way when it's being used and the friction starts happening, the pheromones are activated and the feeling that the lube gives off is activated, and it literally intensifies the process. Can it be done? I think so. And when I win the lottery, I'm going to make, that's going to be one of my inventions that I make when I win the lottery. A sex lube so fucking awesome that every couple's going to swear by it. Call it Cobra's Kiss. But that's just the problem with our society is I cannot make a video I can't make a video bitching about double standards in dating without people attacking me for, and I quote, not being secure with it. Oh, I'm very secure with being single. If I actually gave a shit about being single, I'd try harder. But here's the thing of it, YouTube. When guys are trying to get laid, it's so obvious. Don't wrap yourself around their finger. Make them work for it. That applies to both sexes. I don't care how good the pussy is, dude. Do not let yourself get wrapped around her little finger. That's giving her way too much control. You know, and with relationships or hookups, whatever you want to call it, it's 50-50. Anyways, thank you for watching. I'll catch you all later.